Imagine you're trying to use a new app, but every button seems to be in the wrong place, the text is too small to read, and you can't figure out how to complete the simplest task. Frustrating, right? This frustration is exactly what user-centered design aims to eliminate. User-centered design, or UCD, is a design philosophy that places the user at the very heart of the design process. But what does this really mean? UCD is about creating products and services that genuinely meet the needs and desires of the people who will actually use them. At its core, UCD emphasizes three fundamental aspects: human connection, ethical innovation, and designing a future that works for everyone, not just a select few. Think about successful products you love using, whether it's your smartphone, a favorite app, or even a well-designed coffee maker. What makes them great isn't just their features, but how naturally they fit into your life. UCD is closely connected to design thinking, a human-centered approach to innovation that integrates the needs of people, the possibilities of technology, and the requirements for business success. In essence, user-centered design isn't just about making things look pretty or work efficiently. It's about creating meaningful connections between people and the products they use, ensuring that technology serves humanity rather than the other way around. User-centered design is built upon 5 fundamental principles that guide designers in creating products that truly serve their users. These principles form the foundation of every successful UCD project. These 5 principles work together like the components of a well-designed machine. Each principle supports the others, creating a comprehensive approach to user-centered design. The first principle is to design for the users and their needs. This means understanding who your users are, what they're trying to accomplish, and what challenges they face. It's not about what you think users want, but what they actually need. The second principle emphasizes active involvement of users throughout the design process. Users shouldn't just be consulted at the beginning and end, but should be partners throughout the entire journey, providing feedback and insights at every stage. The third principle focuses on creating error-free designs. This doesn't mean perfection is required, but rather that the design should prevent users from making mistakes, and when errors do occur, the system should handle them gracefully and help users recover. The fourth principle is about providing adequate feedback. Users need to understand what's happening in the system at all times. Every action should have a clear response, whether it's a button press, a form submission, or a loading process. The fifth and final principle is to reduce unnecessary mental effort. Users have limited cognitive resources, so designs should minimize the mental work required to accomplish tasks. This means intuitive interfaces, clear information hierarchy, and reducing cognitive load wherever possible. These 5 principles don't work in isolation. They're applied through an iterative design process where each principle informs and strengthens the others. The result is a systematic approach that consistently produces user-centered solutions. User-centered design isn't just a philosophy, it's a systematic process with clear, actionable steps. Think of it like building a house. You wouldn't start construction without understanding who will live there, what they need, and how they'll use each room. The UCD process is cyclical and iterative. Unlike traditional linear approaches, it continuously loops back to refine and improve based on user feedback. Each cycle brings you closer to a solution that truly serves your users. Stage 1 is all about detective work. Imagine you're designing a mobile banking app. You can't just assume what users want. You need to observe, interview, and understand their real behaviors. Do they check balances during commutes? Are they frustrated with complex authentication? User research comes in many forms. You might conduct interviews to understand motivations, run usability tests to see behavior, or analyze data to spot patterns. Each method gives you different insights into your user's world. Now comes the translation phase. Your banking app users want quick access to account information, but your business needs security and compliance. Stage 2 is about finding that sweet spot where user needs and business requirements intersect harmoniously. Design is where creativity meets constraints. For our banking app, you might prototype multiple authentication methods: fingerprint for speed, PIN for reliability, face recognition for convenience. Each solution gets tested and refined based on user feedback. Evaluation is your reality check. You test your banking app with real users, watching them struggle with tiny buttons, celebrating when they complete tasks effortlessly. This stage reveals the gap between what you designed and what actually works. Modern evaluation uses sophisticated tools. Surveys reveal user satisfaction, analytics show where people drop off, and usability testing captures the full user journey. Each data point guides your next iteration. Implementation isn't the end, it's a new beginning. Your banking app launches, but user behavior in the real world reveals new insights. Maybe users love the fingerprint login, but struggle with the transfer feature. The cycle begins again, each iteration making the product more user-centered. This systematic approach transforms good intentions into great products. By following these 5 stages, research, requirements, design, evaluation, and implementation, you create solutions that truly serve both users and business goals. The process may seem lengthy, but each step prevents costly mistakes and ensures your final product resonates with real people in real situations. In 2025, artificial intelligence has revolutionized user-centered design, transforming how designers understand users, create experiences, and build products. AI is no longer just a tool. It's become an intelligent partner in the design process. Imagine Sarah, a UX designer at a streaming platform. In the past, understanding user behavior meant weeks of manual data analysis and surveys. Today, AI agents continuously monitor how users interact with her app, identifying patterns she never could have spotted manually. The AI doesn't just analyze behavior, it creates detailed user personas automatically. Within minutes, Sarah receives comprehensive profiles of her users, complete with their goals, pain points, and preferences. What once took her team weeks now happens instantly. But AI goes even further. Based on the user insights and personas, AI tools now generate design mockups automatically. Sarah simply describes what she needs, and the AI creates multiple design variations, each optimized for different user segments. The real magic happens when users interact with Sarah's app. AI personalizes every aspect of the experience in real time, from the interface layout to content recommendations. Each user sees a version of the app tailored specifically to their behavior patterns and preferences. Behind the scenes, sophisticated AI recommendation engines analyze millions of data points to predict what users want before they even know it themselves. These systems learn from every interaction, continuously improving the user experience. This AI-powered approach to user-centered design represents a fundamental shift. Designers like Sarah can now focus on creative strategy and innovation, while AI handles the data analysis, pattern recognition, and routine design tasks. The result is more effective, efficient, and truly user-centered products. In today's digital landscape, ethical considerations have become the cornerstone of responsible user-centered design. As designers wield unprecedented power over user experiences, 3 critical areas demand our attention. First, privacy and data security have emerged as the most pressing ethical concerns in user-centered design. With data breaches affecting millions of users and growing awareness of digital surveillance, designers must prioritize user trust above all else. Consider Facebook's Cambridge Analytica scandal, where personal data of 87 million users was harvested without consent. This breach fundamentally changed how users view data collection and forced the entire industry to rethink ethical data practices. Modern ethical design requires what experts call privacy by design, building protection into the very foundation of digital products rather than adding it as an afterthought. The second ethical pillar is sustainable design. As digital products consume increasing amounts of energy and contribute to electronic waste, designers must consider their environmental impact. Every click, every page load, every notification has a carbon footprint. Google's material design system exemplifies sustainable UX principles. By optimizing animations, reducing unnecessary visual effects, and creating efficient code, they've decreased energy consumption across billions of devices while maintaining beautiful user experiences. Sustainable design isn't just about the environment. It's about creating digital products that are accessible to users with limited resources, slower internet connections, and older devices. True ethical design serves everyone, not just those with the latest technology. Finally, emotionally intelligent design represents the newest frontier in ethical UCD. This approach recognizes that technology profoundly affects human psychology and emotional well being. Designers must balance functionality with emotional resonance. Instagram's recent focus on mental health demonstrates emotionally intelligent design. They've introduced features like take a break reminders and hidden like counts to reduce social comparison and anxiety among users, especially teenagers. The most ethical designs anticipate how users will feel, not just what they'll do. They create positive emotional experiences while avoiding dark patterns that exploit psychological vulnerabilities for profit. As we move forward, ethical considerations in user-centered design will only become more critical. Designers who prioritize privacy, sustainability, and emotional intelligence won't just create better products, they'll help build a more humane digital future. When businesses consider investing in user-centered design, the question often arises, what's the actual return on investment? The numbers tell a compelling story that transforms UCD from a nice-to-have into a business imperative. The business case for user experience investment has never been stronger. Companies are discovering that choosing to invest in UX directly impacts their bottom line in measurable ways. The most striking statistic in user experience comes from research showing that every dollar invested in UX design can yield a return of $100. This represents a 10,000% return on investment. The cost of poor user experience extends beyond immediate losses. Research reveals that 88% of users are less likely to return to a website after experiencing poor usability. This means nearly 9 out of 10 potential customers may never give your business a second chance. The upside potential is equally impressive. Companies that prioritize user experience improvements can see revenue increases of up to 400%. This isn't just about making things look prettier. It's about removing friction that prevents customers from completing purchases and engaging with your business. Understanding user behavior and creating intuitive interfaces directly translates to business success. When users can easily navigate, find what they need, and complete their tasks without frustration, conversion rates soar. Consider a typical e-commerce scenario. A company invests $50,000 in user experience research and design improvements. Based on industry averages, this investment could generate $5 million in additional revenue through increased conversion rates, reduced cart abandonment, and improved customer retention. The key is creating positive user experiences that feel natural and effortless. When users can accomplish their goals quickly and enjoyably, they become loyal customers who not only return, but also recommend your business to others. The return on investment in user-centered design isn't just impressive on paper, it's transformative for businesses. Companies that embrace UCD don't just improve their products, they fundamentally change their relationship with customers, creating sustainable competitive advantages that drive long-term growth and profitability. The future of user-centered design is being transformed by artificial intelligence, creating experiences that don't just respond to users, but anticipate their needs before they even realize them. AI-powered personalization represents a fundamental shift in how digital experiences adapt to users. Instead of one-size-fits-all interfaces, artificial intelligence analyzes user behavior, preferences, and context to dynamically adjust every aspect of the experience. This AI system continuously processes user data to make real-time adjustments to layout design, content presentation, and navigation patterns. Each user receives a uniquely tailored experience that evolves with their behavior. The evolution from traditional to predictive user experience represents a paradigm shift. Traditional UX is reactive and static, responding to user actions after they occur. Predictive UX, powered by artificial intelligence, anticipates user needs and adapts proactively. Predictive UX is already transforming how we interact with digital services. Spotify uses machine learning to predict your musical preferences. Netflix anticipates what you want to watch based on your viewing history and current context. And Amazon predicts your purchasing needs to optimize inventory and delivery. The future of user-centered design extends into immersive technologies. Augmented and virtual reality are maturing to offer new possibilities for user centric experiences. AR overlays digital information onto the physical world, providing contextual, location aware interfaces that adapt to your environment and needs. The future of user centered design lies in the convergence of these technologies. AI powered personalization, predictive analytics, and immersive AR VR experiences will work together to create unprecedented user experiences that are not just user centered, but user anticipatory, adapting and evolving in real time to serve human needs in ways we're only beginning to imagine.